Okay class, for relative frequency distribution, a relative frequency distribution displays the frequency of a class divided by the total number of observations. So to calculate the relative frequency is by frequency divided by total number of observation. Okay, so you have to calculate the relative frequency for each class. Okay, macam mana nak cari? For the first class, frequency is 2. Okay, we know that the total number of observation 25. Okay, so for the first class 2 divide dengan 25, so you get 0.08. Okay, this is for the first class, relative frequency for the first class. Second class, frequency is 3. So you have to divide dengan 25, the total number of observation. So 3 divide 25, you get 0.12. Okay, and then continue. Okay, for the third class, the fourth, okay, the fifth, okay, so 0.32, 0.24, 0.12, 0.12. Make sure bila awak dah calculate the relative frequency for each class, make sure awak kena total up must be equal 1. Okay, must be equal 1, must be equal 1. Okay, kalau terlebih ataupun terkurang, that means ada salah calculation between the classes ni. Okay, between the classes yang awak dah kira relative frequency ni, mesti ada wrong calculation kat sini. Okay, make sure, kena ingat lah, okay, bila dah kira relative frequency for each class, then you have to total up, must be equal 1. Tak boleh kurang, tak boleh lebih. Okay, kalau ada kurang, ada lebih, that means you have wrong calculation. So, awak kena check balik. Okay, apa function kita cari relative frequency ni? Function dia, to know the percentage. Okay, to know the percentage of distribution for each class. Okay, macam mana nak cari percentage? Okay, this percentage is done by dividing each class frequency by total number of observation. Dividing each class frequency by the total number of observation, which is RF tadi, relative frequency yang awak dah calculate tadi. And then multiplying by 100%. So, ni relative frequency yang tadi tu, yang awak dah calculate. And then macam mana nak cari percentage? Darab saja 100. 0.08 times 100, you get 8. 0.12 times 100, you get 12. Okay, 0.32 times 100, you get 32. Okay, and so on. Okay, and then awak calculate must be equal 100. Sebab apa 100? Sebab percentage pun 100%. Okay, so must be equal 100. Alright, so this is percentage. Okay, and then next, cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, first we need to introduce class limits and class boundaries. Each class has two limits, which is lower and upper limits. Okay, for example, class interval 2 until 9. 2 until 9 apa yang ni? The first class ni. Okay, the first class. Okay, the class interval 2 until 9 ni, 2 is the lower limit and 9 is the upper limit. Okay, that means 2 is the lower limit, 9 is upper limit. Tengok yang saya bulat ni lah, yang saya tanda ni. Okay, so that means 2, 10, 18, 26, 34, 42 ni, they are called as lower limit. Okay, they are called as lower limit. 9, 17, 25, 33, 41, 49, they are called as upper limit. Okay, so sebab tu dia class limits ni. Okay, class limits ada lower limits and upper limits. So awak kena tahulah, kena dapat agak lah. Kalau ada soalan tanya what is the lower limit, so awak kena tahulah the lower limit yang sebelah kiri ni, the upper limits yang sebelah kanan ni. Okay, boleh nampak boleh faham dah. And then each class has two boundaries, which is lower and upper boundaries. Okay, how to find the lower and upper boundaries? Okay, tengok pada example yang saya buat ni. The lower boundary for second class 10 to 17. Okay, 10 to 17. Macam mana nak cari lower boundary for the second class, which is 9 plus 10 divide 2. Where is 9? Where is 10? Yang ni. Ni second class. 9 plus dengan 10 and then divide 2. Awak akan dapat 9.5. So 9.5 ni is the lower boundary for the second class. Okay, ni saya tunjuk kat sini. Okay, awak dah kira for second class 10 to 17. Okay, so 9 plus 10 divide 2. So 9 plus 10 divide 2. Maksudnya yang ni, yang kat sini 9 plus 10 divide 2. nak cari lower boundary for second class. Awak akan dapat 9.5. So 9.5 is the lower boundary. 9.5 is the lower boundary for the second class. Okay, dengan ni. But also the upper boundary for the first class. Okay. Tadi yang awak calculate 9 plus 10 divide 2. Okay, 9 plus 10 divide 2. Awak dapat 9.5. So 9.5 ni is the lower boundary for second class. Okay, lower boundary belah sini. Yang boundary ni. Upper boundary belah kanan ni. Okay, so 9.5 is the lower boundary for the second class, but also upper boundary for the first class. Okay, so how we want to find the lower boundary for the third class? For the third class, which is 17 plus 18 divide 2. So 17 plus 18 divide 2. So how do you get? Which is 17.5. So 17.5 is the lower boundary for the third class, but also upper boundary for the second class. Okay, boleh faham lah? Sama juga konsep yang third class, fourth class ni juga. Okay, tapi macam mana kita nak cari lower boundary for the first class? Sebab tak ada nombor atas dia, tak ada kelas yang atas dia. Okay, macam mana nak cari? So back to asal balik yang sebelum ni awak cari class size dia. Class size dia berapa sebelum ni? Okay, yang awal-awal tadi kita dah study. Sorry, saya ingat sikit. Okay, class size dia 8 kan? Okay, class size apa maksud class size? The difference between the first class and the second class. Okay, the difference between the first class and second class. So kalau awak kira 17.5 minus 9.5, awak akan dapat 8 sebenarnya. Class size dia 8. So boleh tak kita nak dapat the lower boundary for the first class? Boleh. 9.5 minus 8. Okay, bila minus 8 awak akan dapat berapa? Allahu Akbar. Maaf. Awak akan dapat 1.5. Okay, 9.5 divide minus 8, sorry. 9.5 minus 8 awak akan dapat 1.5. Okay, kita just tahu kita guna class size dia. Okay, class size dia kita tahu the difference between the first class and second class, which is 8, class size dia. So 9.5 yang second class ni awak tolak dengan 8, awak akan dapat 1.5. Okay, boleh faham tak? Okay, kalau tengok pada notes ni, yang ni class boundaries. Okay, 1.5 to 9.5. Ini lower, ni upper. Okay, so yang belah kiri ni, okay, kalau awak nampak lah. Okay, yang boleh faham tak? Yang belah kiri ni, it is lower boundaries. Belah kanan, it is upper boundaries. Okay, terbalik Okay, boleh nampak belah kiri ni lower boundary, belah kanan ni upper boundary. Alright. Okay, next. Next apa? Cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, tengok pada notes untuk yang ni. For each class is determined by summing the frequency for the class. Okay, cumulative frequency distribution ni macam mana nak kira? Okay, by using frequency distribution. Okay, CF lah. Okay, saya buat CF. Cumulative frequency di. Okay, cumulative frequency. So, macam mana nak cari cumulative frequency? Kekerapan longgokan. Okay, kalau awak dalam waktu sekolah, dalam BM, kekerapan longgokan. Okay, starting dengan 2. Okay, maksudnya starting dengan 2 plus 3, you get 5. 5 plus 8, you get 13. And then 13 plus 6, you get 19. 19 plus 3, you get 22. 22 plus 3, you get 25. Okay, make sure the last class ni mesti sama dengan total number of frequency dia. Total number of observation dia. Okay, so macam ni cumulative frequency by summing the frequency for the class. Okay, so definisi F. But awak tengok pada notes, there are 2 types. Okay, sorry lah saya banyak gerak sini. Okay, There are two types of cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. Okay, apa itu less than cumulative dengan more than? Apa beza dua tu? So, tengok pada note sebelah. To create the less than cumulative frequency distribution, arrange the class boundaries from lowest to the highest. The cumulative frequency for each class is determined by summing the frequency for the class. Okay, so nak bentukkan less than cumulative frequency ni. Class boundaries. Okay, ni yang class boundaries ni nanti dulu. Nanti saya akan tekankan. Okay, saya cuma nak tekankan macam mana nak kira less than cumulative frequency. Okay, less than cumulative frequency. So, this is less than. Sekejap Okay. Macam mana nak kira less than cumulative frequency? First, you have to start dengan 0. Okay. Dia berbeza dengan cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency awak start dengan 2. The first class frequency for the first class start dengan 2. 2 tambah 3 dapat 5. 5 tambah 8 dapat 13 and so on. For less than CF, okay, less than CF ni. Less than cumulative frequency. You have to start with 0. Okay, start with 0. And then 0 plus 2. Okay, 0. Okay, 0 plus 2, you get 2. 2. Okay, yang ni 0 plus 2, you get 2. And then 2 plus 5, you get 7. Okay. Sorry. Kenapa 2 plus 5? Oh, sorry. No. Bukan daripada cumulative frequency. Saya silap. Daripada frekuensi. Saya duk ambil yang frekuensi ni. Duk ambil si cumulative frequency. Nak kira less than cumulative frequencies daripada frekuensi ni. Okay, daripada frekuensi ni, bukan daripada cumulative frequency. Okay, so less than CF ni start dengan 0, betul? 0 plus 2 yang ni, daripada frekuensi ni, 0 plus 2 awak akan dapat 2. Okay, and then 2 plus 3 you get 5. Saya takut awak confused lah. Sekejap Okay, yang pasal cumulative frequency awak boleh faham lah. Untuk less than, starting with 0. Less than CF. Okay, starting 0. Okay, by using frequency distribution. So 0 plus 2, you get 2. 2 plus 3, you get 5. 5 plus 8, you get 13. 13 plus 6, you get 19. 19 plus 3, you get 22. 22 plus 3, you get 25. Okay, macam ni less than frequency. Less than frequency start dengan 0. Okay. Yang untuk more than cumulative frequency, okay, tengok pada ni. Okay, yang ni yang less than cumulative frequency, yang ni lah. 0 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 8, 13. Okay. For less than cumulative frequency, okay. For more than cumulative frequency, arrange the class boundaries from the lowest to the highest. The cumulative frequency for each class is determined by subtracting the frequency from the total observation. Okay, tadi untuk less than cumulative frequency, awak kena tambah. For more than cumulative frequency, you have to subtract. Okay, you have to subtract. Now, macam mana nak subtract? You have to start dengan 25. What is 25? 25 is the total number of observation. Okay, so awak kena subtract. Maksudnya untuk more than, okay, tadi less than tadi, kita start dengan 0, betul? For more than cumulative frequency, we have to start dengan total number of observation, which is 25. Okay, and then you have to subtract the frequency distribution. 25 minus 2, you get 23. 23 minus 3, you get 20. 20 minus 8, you get 12. 12 minus 6, you get 6. 6 minus 3, you get 3. 3 minus 3, you get 0. Dia terbalik. Okay, terbalik daripada less than. Okay, boleh nampak beza dia. For less than start dengan 0, awak kena tambah. For more than, awak kena start dengan 25, then you have to minus. Okay, class boundary sama saja. You have to use the lower boundary. Okay, you have to use the lower boundary and the upper boundary for the last class. Okay, class boundary sama saja. Okay, cuma dia yang berbeza less than cumulative dengan more than cumulative. Okay, boleh faham dah? So, setakat ni awak kena cuba buat exercise number 1. Okay, exercise number 1 ni awak cuba buat nanti. Okay, calculate the frequency distribution. So, you have to use the Sturgis rule. And then you have to find the relative frequency and its percentage. And then construct a frequency. Okay, for yang ni C ni tak ada. C ni tak ada. Okay, A dan B. Alright. So, for graph, next video. Okay, for graph, next video.